My name is Tara Colvin from Thought Design, and I want to share a couple of strategies for you about how to manage your time better or to manage it more effectively. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about. I love time and priority management. I think some of these tips can just be life changing because it puts you back in control, back into the driver's seat of your life. We kind of have this culture built up around being busy. It's like we wear it like a badge of honor to be busy. It's like an indication of how important we are, or how needed we are. Imagine running into your colleague or to another parent at the school or something, and they say like, "Oh, I'm just so busy. I can't believe how busy I am." And it's like you have to say back like, "Oh yeah, me too. I'm so busy." It's just kind of this common response we have now that's just this expectation that we are all busier than we want to be. And this is really going to require a mindset shift for you into becoming more intentional about how you're spending your time, because let's be real, we can be really busy all day long and not work on anything that's important. you know, uh, Raise your hand if you have a job where you could respond to emails all day and not get one single thing done. If you could spend your entire day just responding to whatever phone call comes in, whatever IM pops up, whatever text or phone call or email that comes in, and be really busy the whole day and not get a dang thing done. And, the strategy that I'm going to share with you, one of the reasons I started really using it is because I would realize I spent my whole day doing what was on other people's lists for me to do and nothing that was on my to-do list. And so I ended up having to work the whole evening or weekends in order to get my things done. And this strategy I'm going to share with you, it's about being intentional with the way that you spend your time. And the strategy I'm going to share with you, it's called time blocks. And the time block strategy, it's very simple. It's going to be very easy to understand. It's going to be easy even to set up. The hard part comes with choosing to implement that strategy every day, time and time again. That's where the real challenge is going to be. So, setting an intentional time block. A time block is just like it sounds. It is literally a block on your calendar where you are setting aside time designated to work on your own priorities, what's on your to-do list. So there's a couple of rules of what makes a good time block. 3 rules. The first rule is that the time block is between 60 and 90 minutes. And there's a good reason for that. It's simply that's about all of the energy stores we have in our brain to focus on one particular thing. Sometimes people get gung-ho with time blocks and they block out a whole day or a whole afternoon. And the truth is we just can't focus on something for 3 to 4 hours. It would be like getting in your car. I live in Michigan, and saying that I'm going to drive all the way to California and not stop for gas. That would be crazy. That would be silly. It's not possible. So the same thing is true with our brains. We only have about 60 to 90 minutes worth of really the glucose that powers your prefrontal cortex in order to focus and get one thing done. So keep that time block between 60 and 90 minutes. The second rule is that it should be during your power hour. That means your power hour is the time of day that you do your best work. You have your most energy, you're the most motivated, the most creative. The time block, it's time set aside to work on your biggest priorities. So you want to bring your best brain to that time block. So for me, I'm very much a morning person. So for me to create a time block at 2 in the afternoon, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to have a lot of energy. I'm going to get tired of that project pretty quickly. And it's not going to represent my best thinking. So think about when is that for you, and make sure that 60 to 90 minutes is during that time of day. The third rule is that the time block be hard scheduled on your calendar. Couple reasons. Number one, it's setting that intention for you. It's on your calendar, blocked out for that particular time of day, and then a little reminder is going to pop up 10 minutes ahead of time or however you have it set and prompt you to switch into that block of time. So that's one reason to do it. The other reason to do it is if other people can see your calendar and schedule meetings with you, you want them to see that time as reserved by something else already. It's already on your calendar. We can't do a meeting during that time. I have another priority during that. So you want it on there. I actually have it on my calendar so that to prevent people from scheduling something with me during that time. And I use this is the Be Collected planner. And so I actually block my times into my planner also because I use that to then kind of pencil in what priorities I want to work on in that particular block. So 60 to 90 minutes is the first rule. During your power hour is the second. And then the last one is that it's literally on your calendar, blocking out that time. So like I said, pretty simple and straightforward strategy. The hard part is doing it, right? It's easier to go throughout your day just reacting to what comes in, the phone call, the email, the message that pops up. It's easier to do that. It's harder to say, okay, pause. This is supposed to be a time block where I work on a priority. And so I'm going to shut down my email. I'm going to turn off my phone or put it in another room, or I'm going to ignore it when it buzzes. I'm going to not look at my watch when it vibrates on my wrist telling me that somebody needs something from me, because this is my time block. It's harder when someone pops up at your desk to ask you a question to say, hey, I'm right in the middle of a time block. Could I come find you in about 60 minutes and talk to you? That's harder to do. So think about when you can get this on your calendar, experiment. You can start small and even just say, okay, 60 minutes once a week, I'm going to put a time block on my calendar. And if you are thinking, my calendar is so busy right now, there's absolutely no way I could even fit one 60-minute time block a week on it. Okay, scroll out on your calendar 3 or 4 weeks. It should have settled down by then, and you can start a reoccurring meeting at that point so that you know, hey, moving forward, I've got this time block ready for my biggest priorities, ready and waiting for me out in a couple of weeks. Just figure out what kind of experiment you might be able to run. What do you want to try? What's working? What's moving you closer to making better use of your time, and see how you can do more of it. I hope this was helpful. You can scroll down and find a link to to a free resource around time and priority management. And you can also find the Take Back Your Time course if you want to dive in and learn more. Thanks so much.